welcome back. It is Crib Reactions, and we are taking on episode 5 of Ahsoka. We got a lot of epicness, a lot to get into, a lot of breakdown, and a lot to expose you to. It is your host, Chico Grande, aka Chico, 2 times with my co-host Felix Supreme 305. We're checking out episode 5. We're going to give you the news, give you the breakdown, give you our personal thoughts. Are you ready, co-host?
You know I'm ready to serve that hate to Sabine.
Sabine? Yeah. The Sabine hate is at an all-time high.
You know I'm the number 1 fan club in that committee. Comment below if it's hate Sabine.
You should change your name to Sabum, because she is a bum and she has no force powers and a traitor. So it's time to get into the breakdown. We're gonna get into nitty-gritty. So let's see what's going on with Anakin, what's going on with Ahsoka, and what's going on with my co-host, his favorite Jedi, Jason with a C.
Jason with a C. That's trash.
Man, this music's getting me pumped. This is a different duel of a face than you thought. Let me bring that down. We're doing too much. Let's bring it down. Let's bring in some ambient music.
You know, let me set the record straight, man. This is episode 5, Ahsoka. Let me tell you how episode 4 ended. Ahsoka was in a heavy battle with Balin, and you know, I thought she was gonna
Sabine
win.
betrayed her.
Then out of nowhere, you know, Sabine came out of nowhere, looked at Ahsoka. Ahsoka looked at her, and then Balin kicked her off the hill. Down to the abyss of the ocean.
He should have said, "This is Sparta," as a falcon kicked her off the mountain.
Nah, he should have said the same thing Scar said to Mufasa. The other way around. You know what I mean?
Wait, what did he say in that movie?
Your soul is mine.
No, that's Shank's son.
Oh.
But let's get into the breakdown. We start off this episode. Hera pulls up. She has no idea what's going on. She thinks that everyone's dead, and she starts looking for clues. And everyone in all kinds of chats, if you watch Star Wars series, shout out him, or Den of Nerds with Josh, shout out both of them. In both of their chats, every time Hera's on screen, they like her. They call her Miss Thickums because of the orange pants. So I'll need to calm down with that. It's Obi-Wan's wife in real life. Not in the show, but in real life. That actress is Ewan McGregor's wife. Okay, let's see. Oh, look. She's looking out. Jason, come here, son. And Jason actually had a pretty pivotal part of this episode. So let's see. Oh, and then they ran into little sad Wang.
Yes, and right here with Sad Wang, this is when he noticed that Sabine left her helmet aside, and he remembered what he told him. Don't separate.
He said never separate.
And you know what they did?
They never listen.
They don't listen. And this goes to show you never trust a Jedi to listen.
That's like my co-host ain't no Jedi, but he never listens like he was one.
I told you I was a Jedi. I was a chosen one. I was born not to listen.
You were a Sith. But yeah, and also Wang should have also told her that Sabine, never take off your helmet. And she seems to do that all the time. But this episode was a 10 out of 10 because Sabine was not in it. Put it in the comments below. Was this episode the greatest episode of Ahsoka series because Sabine was not in it? But we also were missing some of Shin Batty. We want some more Shin Batty action. But alright, let's continue down the breakdown with the episode. The episode basically starts. There's a title screen. Ahsoka, the Super Ahsoka. And we start off with Ahsoka in the world between worlds, and she's looking at Anakin like, "Master, why am I here? Why did you bring me?" And what did you think at this point?
You know, at this point right here, I was wondering, is she dreaming? Is this
dead? Real? Was that really Anakin?
Like Snake Way in Dragon Ball Z? I don't know, but I mean, once I seen Anakin, I automatically knew that this is what everybody was talking about.
You know what's funny in Dragon Ball Z is if you fell off a Snake Way, you go to hell. And it's like in the original version, it actually says hell on like the bad guys or the keeper shirt. But on the TV edited version, it said like the TH IFL or someone's like the home for infinite losers. They changed it because they couldn't put hell on TV. But that was super funny. But, Anakin, I believe it was really Anakin. I do believe it was the world between worlds, because I know you're not privy to it, but I'll show y'all a picture here of them talking. But in Ahsoka in Rebels, or actually in the Clone Wars, excuse me, she died with Anakin on a mission. It was in the Mortis arc. And she actually took, there's godlike beings where it was the father, the daughter, and the son. And the daughter was light. She was the light side of the Force. And the son was the Sith, the dark side of the Force. So they were kind of the dad kind of had both. The daughter was pure good and the son was pure evil. And I think the son was the one that, will correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but he made Ahsoka die. And the daughter gave her life to save Ahsoka. And Ahsoka actually had this kind of spirit owl follow her around when she got revived. And a lot of people think that that's the daughter looking out for her. So people were thinking that when she got thrown off the cliff, that maybe it was the owl, or since she has God powers in her, that maybe some of that came active to put her in the world between worlds rather than passing away.
I can see that happening.
It was a really crazy episode. If you go on Disney Plus and go to the episodes for Ahsoka that cover Clone Wars and Rebels and all of that, they'll show that to you. Here we got where she's talking to him and he's like, I got one final lesson to teach you.
Then he pulls out his blue lightsaber.
Oh yeah, a lot of people were arguing back and forth, and they're like, is that Anakin's lightsaber or Darth Vader's lightsaber? But if you watch the show, you'll actually see what happens. He pulls it out and it's blue, so you know that that's Anakin's lightsaber, because Darth's is 100% red. But as soon as they start getting into it, we go back to Hera, Huang, and Jason, and Chopper, the droid. I love Chopper. He has the most kills in Star Wars history. But they're looking and they're like, where are they? Did they get captured? What was going on? Did Balin kill him? Did Balin and Shin Bati take him out? So then we go past that. And what happens? Oh, yeah, the chubby dude. The chubby pilot goes they're onto you, Hera. You got to get out of here. Or we got to leave. They know this was an unsanctioned mission, and it's not allowed, and you better watch out before you get court-martialed or get your title removed as a general completely. So that was pretty intense. Let me see.
And right here is when Jason was he was using his feelings to listen to the waves, because at this point in time right here, everybody's wondering where Ahsoka is, and the son's like, I feel him, I hear him in the waves, I hear lightsabers clashing through in the waters. So when this is going on, the mom walks up, and he starts telling the mom this, and the mom was like, you know what? I believe my baby.
Hey, hair is pretty thick. Would you be the stepdaddy to Jason?
I ain't stepdaddy to nobody. That's like buying the game and it's already been on. Somebody already saved the game on it.
Just playing some different save state.
Trash.
You are ridiculous. But then we go right back to Ahsoka, and she's facing off her old master Anakin. And they're going at it, and it's pretty intense. But he actually, let me see if I can get it here.
Oh yeah, that's when he cuts the.
Yeah. He cuts the floor, and she falls. Instead of falling into infinite space, she falls into a memory.
We're not infinite home for losers.
Yeah, she falls into what a lot of people made some people cry. Was the Clone Wars.
This is the scary part, because after the whole time I thought this was animated, but then you told me no, this is the same girl that played in
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, she was the throwback. God dang, I still forget her name. I'm not a super Marvel fan like I'm Star Wars, and Zoe Saldana's character in Guardians of the Galaxy, the green girl, she played her when they were showing her flashbacks. But a lot of people really love the Clone Wars flashbacks. I think this was from season 1, episode 19 of the Clone Wars.
Isn't this one they was talking about, because these are the blue ones?
Oh yeah. This is you can see that they're the 501st clone troopers, which are exclusive to Anakin. Those are his personal unit. So when you see it like clone troopers and they got like the blue stripe down, that means those are like Anakin's clone troopers that he was the general of. And a lot of times Ahsoka was his second in command, so she was right there. She was always in battle with them too.
Okay.
At the very end, she ended up getting her own unit, and it was neat because they were like blue, but then they also, well, it was like the five, like Anakin's unit, but they painted their helmets to look like Ahsoka. Like they painted their helmets orange, but they looked like the blue on the arms.
That's cool.
It's a pretty cool outfit. I even have the Black Series figure of that. I got like 4 of them, so I can make a little unit. They're pretty cool. And let's see here. Oh, he's basically saying that he has one last test for her. And she was like, what if I don't want to fight? And he's like, then you die.
And that was the crazy part about it. Like, how you sign up to be a Jedi and you don't want to fight? That's like signing up for the military and be like, I don't want to go to war. You ain't got no choice. You knew what you signed up for.
Not everyone can be a chef. She was like, Jedis were the keepers of peace. And he's like, that's what they were when I started. But different times call for different measures. And you got to answer the call, regardless if it's a time of peace or a time of war. It's kind of like his message is you got to adjust to the times as we go through hyperspace.
Get out of this ratchet century. No more sexy red. No more Sukiana.
Exactly. Basically, but this is reflecting that episode 19. God dang, I forget the title of it. Put it in the comments below. It's slipping my thoughts. But she was very upset because her decisions, I think, got a bunch of people killed in space. I think she was in her starfighter, and Anakin was telling her to come back, but she's like, no, we got it. And they lost a whole bunch of pilots, starship, like our whole unit. And then I don't know if she lost any people on the ground. I don't remember, but this was like her being sorry for herself after losing a bunch of clone troopers because of her decision making. And Anakin basically had to break it down and be like, you can't be this sad.
No, you can't save it. Can't save everybody. You can't be perfect. It's hard to be perfect. It's casualties of war.
Exactly. So he's breaking it down for her, and it's like, and he even cracks a joke, and she's like, you can't joke at a time like this. And he's like, what else do you expect me to do? Like, you got to survive. Like, it's tough times. You got to crack jokes. You got to understand that you can't dwell on everything. You got to move to the next battle, and that sometimes your decisions will cost you soldiers when you're a general, no matter what you do.
It makes more and more sense why she stopped working with Anakin. They just don't know how to work with each other. You can't teach everybody the same way. My teacher always told me that everybody learns differently. Some people learn, verbally. Some people learn with pictures. Ahsoka may need pictures. Because, if you didn't know you had to fight, you was a Jedi, what are you smoke? You in Lululand.
Yeah, because they're kind of like the monks of Star Wars. So she thought that they're like monks that could fight, like be like super crazy, but she also was like, why are we always fighting? Can't it be peace?
No, we just war it, babe.
But she was actually betrayed, and she was framed in the Clone Wars for a crime she didn't commit, and that's why she left the Jedi Order and wasn't there when Anakin turned to Darth Vader, and that's why she wasn't in the Revenge of the Sith movie, because she had already quit the Jedi Order by then. Clone Wars are basically between the second and third movie of all the movies.
Okay.
And right before Revenge of the Sith, and so she didn't really trust the Jedi. She felt like that they, at the first sign of her being put in the fire, that they didn't back her up. So when she was like basically acquitted and proven innocent, she was like, nah, I'm leaving. And then she actually still holds a lot of resentment for Anakin turning into Darth Vader.
Did she blame herself for that?
Because she wasn't there. So she was like, I wasn't there when my friend was in need. But then we go back, and we got Hera sending the X-Wing pilots out to survey the ocean, still looking for Ahsoka.
Where's the beam? They don't know yet. They don't know who's in the ocean.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, let me get this. They're about to show what a lot of people liked. I think it was Captain Rex's first time in live action.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he was in Revenge of the Sith or any of the other movies. Oh yeah. Then they switched it to the Clone Wars season 7, where Ahsoka was actually fighting. It was the Siege of Mandalore was the battle, and she was fighting a bunch of the Mandalorians, which were Darth Maul's Mandalorians. He actually killed the main dude. I forget his first name, but it was Paz Vizsla, I believe, and he got killed. And so Maul took over since he had the Darksaber, and then a lot of the Mandalorians changed their armor to red. But Bo-Katan, you remember from the Mandalorian series, she took a bunch of them and said that we don't honor that, he's not one of our kind, and they stayed blue. And they were fighting, and Ahsoka was helping the blue team fight the red Mandalorians, which were the Darth Maul Mandalorians.
I think I remember the part.
So that's what was basically going on here. And let's see here. I want to get a close-up whenever they have one of the Mandalorians. Man, she is smoking them.
Right there.
Yeah, this looks like full animated. That's like full CGI. It looks pretty good though. The Mandalorians are dope. They got nice gear.
Then she go with the two sabers.
Oh, I mean, look at that. Look how deadly she was, spinning and
who taught
hitting
her how
him
to
right
fight?
between the armor.
Anakin taught her how
He taught her how to fight because she was his Padawan.
Maybe. Oh yeah, and that's when she's like, maybe one day I have my own Padawan. He's like, it's not as all teachers, it's not always cracked up as be. And she was like, that's not funny.
You're basically saying I'm trouble. Oh yeah, and then here's Captain Rex saying that he's gonna take the rest of the unit and set up a perimeter or something to that effect. Yeah, do they get a close-up on him? Oh yeah. Here was him right before he walked away. So that actually looks more real. That doesn't look as CGI as the Mandalorian. Alright, let's see here. I think Anakin basically pops up here once Captain Rex says that he's got it.
And this is what he says, like, I don't remember this part.
Yeah, that's basically what happens. He says, like, I don't remember this battle. And she's like, because you weren't here. Let's see if I can
You were too busy getting turned to hibachi.
Well, I don't remember at this time of battle exactly if he was trying to save the senator in Revenge of the Sith, and but I know it wasn't too long after that he ended up actually becoming Darth Vader when he lost on Mustafar to Obi-Wan when he got his limbs cut off.
Chop, chop, chop.
That's a bad way to go, man. Ooh, I'll put us away. Not completely away. But let's see what we got here. So she talks to Anakin, basically breaks down why he wasn't there. And then he ends up coming at her out of nowhere, full Darth mode with the red lightsaber. Because like I said, he eventually does... Oh, he attacks the Jedi Temple. That's what he does, of course. That's where he killed all the younglings and everything.
Didn't like one of them survive? And it was like, wasn't the black girl? Like she survived and then she ended up.
Oh,
like,
Reva, yeah, that was from the Kenobi show. Yeah, that she survived that. And yeah, this is whenever he had saved that senator, and then he had taken the senator in, and he had found out that he was a Sith, and he turned him in. And that's when Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson, went to confront him, and Anakin went and followed him a little bit after he left, and that's when he see that Mace Windu was about to strike down Palpatine. And he was like, no, I need him, because he said Palpatine was going to teach him how to save Padme. And that's when he cut off Mace Windu's hand, Samuel L. Jackson. That's when he cut off his hand and threw him out the window and saved Palpatine. And then that's when Palpatine did Order 66 and had him stored at Jedi Temple where he killed everybody. So this is basically showing like him in that mode at like Order 66, or like whenever he was fighting Obi-Wan on Mustafar. But on Mustafar he was more kind of like in between. When he was at the Jedi Temple and like killing younglings and everyone,
he didn't know where to go.
he was full Sith, and his eyes were the Sith eyes. But let's get out of the way here.
Sword fight.
Yeah, so he is weird how that battle kind of turned from him asking her what's up to him going straight.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what did you rate this fight right here? Was it hyped as you thought it would be?
I knew that they were gonna fight.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty good, but I really liked the flashbacks and like seeing like the glimpses of the Clone Wars. That was the coolest. I feel like the lightsaber fighting was like an 8, 9 out of 10. I think it could have been just a hair better. The dude that actually did the choreography for the prequels was I think Nick Gillard.
Mm-hmm.
He's been interviewed on Star Wars Theories channel, and he even has a bunch of clips on his own channel that shows like fights that were cut from Revenge of the Sith, and a lot of the fights were even going to be even more intense, but they couldn't have them be as long because the movie was already long enough. But yeah, they need to definitely hire him back. Let's see. Oh yeah. So he basically Anakin pushes her out of the memory, and she falls down right back onto one of the War Between Worlds path. And let's see. They keep fighting. Oh yeah. They keep fighting. There you can see that them locking up. And then let me see. I think she gets the better of Anakin here.
He let her win.
Yeah, he probably did. He knocked away one saber. He looks like he's gonna strike her down. She dodges it. She grabs him and pulls the saber right to Anakin's face.
Rookie mistake.
Showing you like, I am the truth master. I am your disciple. I do got the force. Full force. Charlie's Angels 3 full throttle. But so you can see, it's weird, like you can see perfectly right here Anakin, has got the Sith eyes. But I think with her talking to him, I think he goes back to the regular eyes. Let's see here. She's like, I refuse, Annie. See, look at her face. She looked like she's about to do a turd. Oh, and then you can see when they go back, he has his regular eyes. He lost his Sith eyes. So like that's why a lot of people were thinking that he's basically was the next in line to be like the replacement of the father, because the father was good and evil. You know how he had the daughter that was pure light and the son that was pure evil. He was kind of in between. And since Anakin, if you remember back to the Phantom Menace, that he didn't have a dad, his mom just randomly got pregnant, almost kind of like
the Virgin
if
Mary.
You would say like the Virgin Mary and Jesus if you follow Christianity. And so it's almost like he was like a Jesus-like figure in Star Wars, where the Force created him. So a lot of people think that he was the replacement for the father, to be like the ruler of space and time and make sure that there was balance in the Force, because he had been like purely light and he basically had been purely evil. So he had both sides to him.
Okay.
So let's see what's going on. She throws his lightsaber off like, I refuse to fight you. And he says, I've heard that before. And there's actually his son, Anakin, when he was Darth Vader. I mean, not his son Luke, when Anakin was Darth Vader. And Luke refused to fight Vader. Said that he wouldn't do it. And I think this pretty much wraps up the time between the World Between Worlds. And I mean, this episode was like 50 minutes, and it's like basically like 26 minutes in, and it's the end of that time. A lot of people were a little disappointed with that. They wanted to see longer parts of the Clone Wars flashbacks.
At least 2 episodes.
I mean, I think that we'll see more Anakin. We'll have to definitely see if he comes back, but I believe he will. Let's see here. See, there he is, smirking at her. And if you don't know, we actually had to re-record this breakdown because our dang system, even though the mics were on, whatever reason didn't record our mics. So we basically had a rehearsal. So we got our facts down today, baby. And if you didn't notice, Ahsoka basically turned away and Anakin was gone. And I think this is where she ends up going back into the real world.
This is when the room fills up with water.
Yeah.
And then that's when somebody comes and saves her, jumps in the water.
Yeah, that's when Hera comes, and because I think Jason, your favorite character, was
Saved
like,
the day.
"Mama, you gotta go lower."
If you didn't know,
drop it low.
If you didn't know, Jason was a Jedi. I think they allegedly saying his dad was
Kanan.
Kanan.
Yeah, his dad died in Rebels, His dad, what was crazy, his dad had really bad luck. You can see the water coming up right there. His dad was like blinded. He got hit in the face, so he lost his eyesight, so he was completely blind. And then he lived and like fought for like another year or so, and then he got killed. So,
Horrible.
hey, but at least his son only got green hair instead of head tails. That's still wild to me. Your mom's a green alien, and the only thing you get is green hair.
Yes, strong genes.
Yeah, the dad does. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get it still while Ahsoka's swimming in the bathtub. You can see right here Ahsoka getting filled with water. And this is right where she goes back to the real world. And she gets saved. Like we said, Jason told Mama to bring it down low, and she did. And they jumped in the water and got her back. I feel like the episode kind of picked up from here. And then we see once she's recovered, they recovered her, and she's waking up from being resuscitated in the ocean, that we get Ahsoka bald for the first time ever. Oh, she's not balding, but she's not wearing her tiara. So you get to see where her head tails meet her head, and that's never seen before because she usually has like a headband or tiara covering the seam. So what do you think? Would you wife Ahsoka?
Of course not.
Of course not.
I'm all about the other girl with the
about the Hera.
Yep.
With the orange pants.
Or
Miss Thickums.
Or Shin Batty.
No, Shin Batty's mine. You better watch yourself. I'll cut you down.
You can have Sabine.
No one wants Sabine. Sabine is return to sender.
She for the apartments.
So then we see Ahsoka comes out and hugs her savior, Jason. Says, thank you for believing in me and not letting your mom just take off like a little bum. And look, she's wearing her white robe, so a lot of people believe that she has turned to Ahsoka the White at this point. And is almost like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings once he died and came back and had the all white robes. But let's see here. She ends up talking to Hera and being like, Hera's like, you got to give me the DL. Look how thick them orange pants are.
What's going on? Where's the beam? What happened? You know, I mean, this is when Ahsoka really didn't have much to say because, the scene went by quick when last episode 4, when she was fighting Balin.
Yeah.
So I mean, that scene went by quick. So I mean, she doesn't really know what's going on with Sabine. But this is when she picks up the map piece
that they cut in half.
And then I guess she uses her powers so she can sense and feel what happened.
Yep.
So she did that. Then she found out that she got betrayed, but she didn't say that out loud.
I can't believe she didn't tell Hera. I mean, like, if I was,
you don't know the facts yet.
I mean,
I got an underlying story.
She didn't
right
know
now.
What happened because she got knocked off before, but when she picked it up, she used her force powers. Put in the comments if you remember what that force power is called, where you can get memories off of an item. That Sabine betrayed him and just willingly went with him. Like, she didn't even like fight him or try to avenge her master getting killed. Ahsoka decided to turn on the Jedi training when Sabine has absolutely no reason to be trained and no force powers. And she's like, she cried and whined, and then she ended up still betraying me. Disrespect. I can't believe it. But so she doesn't tell Hera. Look at her judging Sabine's helmet. The tubby X-Wing pilot tells Hera that it's time to go. She gets contacted by Mon Mothma saying that like they're gonna take away your general ranking. We're sending the fleet after you, so you better watch the F out.
Get dishonorable discharge.
Yeah,
like in the military.
So let's see. So it looks like they load up and they go to the clowns because Sabine looked up when she was Ahsoka looked up when she was contemplating what Sabine did to her. And she sees the Purgle in the sky, so she's like, I already know what I'm gonna do. Hera can't go because she's got to deal with the military politics, but she's about to blast off to go see the Purgle and be like, we need to go on y'all's special path because I need to find Sabine and I need to find Ezra. So you can see, here's another image of them pulling up. You can see how big the freaking Purgle are.
Big as heck. It's like a big killer whale in the sky mixed with an octopus.
Look, there's Ahsoka getting out on the ship. She's gonna try to talk to one-on-one.
I didn't even know she had those kind of powers.
Yeah, she has like the beast power or whatever it's called, where you can talk to animals.
Even
Some of the other ones she can mind control them, and other ones she could talk to them.
that's pretty cool.
But I don't know how good it is, because she ended up revealing, like, she's like, I asked if I could go with them, but I don't know where they're going. It's like, I would not hitch my ride on that taxi. Oh, and as you can see right here, these are the ships. I'll put the pointer on it. These are the two ships. That's Hera's ship, and I think it's the Ghost. And that's Ahsoka's ship. I forget what her ship's called, but look how tiny they are to this giant Purgle whale. I mean, that is massive.
They'll still be hungry.
That's the big bus right there. So it looks like the Hera's, the New Republic pulls up on her, and it's like, we're here. You need to stop it. She sends the X-wing pilots. And God dang, they're trying to give us commercials and our music.
Learn more about our centennial celebration by clicking.
We do not care about Texas Tech. Sorry, y'all. Let me get this out of the way. We'll bring the music back. There you go. Yeah, so basically they pull up on her. And
they just sit there and wait. They're waiting.
Yeah, they weren't believing nothing. They weren't going for anything that she said.
So right now they're just waiting for Ahsoka and them to leave the planet. And what they don't know is Ahsoka got another plan at hand. She's gonna talk to one of the Purgles. You know, she's gonna do her little talking to him, and then you know she's gonna make a deal to you know ride with them through their belly, so they won't get detected.
I don't think she's going in the belly. She's staying on the mountain.
I mean, close enough. But I mean, I'm still surprised that she came up with that. That was a real bold thing to do.
Hey, she misses Ezra that much, and she's got to backhand Sabine for betraying her.
Facts.
She just simply tells Hera. Hera says she's sorry she can't go. She says we can pull in their mouth to Wang, and so I think that's what they go to do it. Oh yeah. Look, here's the ship pulling down. I would not trust that. Yeah, let me park in your mouth so you can just chomp me down.
Pause. Never.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Here's the ship where she's like, what are all this fleet of whales coming at us?
They don't even know what's going on because I guess since she hit inside the whale's mouth, there's no way to detect it. So, I mean, she's watching them all fly past because, I mean, nobody would really do this.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. You can see the Purgles, like almost octopus tentacles lighting up and letting them know what's going on, or I mean, that they're about to go to hyperspace because they can naturally do that. And then, let's see here.
This is the cool part.
You can see there's Hera and the Ghost right there. All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to get to where I could show you all this. That's the view out of the cockpit. And I can't believe like those whales take off like fast. Like I was trying to pause it before, and like when we did our test record by accident, and it's super hard to pause like the moment that they were taking off. They just like to zoom out of there. So Ahsoka's telling Hera she'll see you later, but I don't understand. It's like, how is she going to communicate with her? She's in another galaxy, or let her know if she needs backup. And even if she does need backup, Hera can't get there. But I guess Ahsoka the White's got all the answers.
She has all the answers. You never question Ahsoka.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's when they're.
This was when they realized the plan actually worked.
They're looking out through the mouth, about to go to hyperspace. Oh, see, I couldn't even get it. It was that quick. That little dot right there, that's them already taking off. Then I think that pretty much wrapped up the episode of episode 5. Let me go ahead and check. Did they show anything else? Yeah, directed by Dave Filoni. 3 cheers for David Filoni.
Woo! Now I gotta say, episode 5 was a lot better than episode 4 because I'm telling you, with these series with Star Wars, it's like every other episode is like hit or miss, but you always see it goes viral somewhere on Twitter. I always see it
Well,
on
it
Twitter.
goes viral for being good or viral for being bad, because the Kenobi show went viral for being bad, and this is going viral for being good. This has restored a lot of people's faith in Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars super fan. I've watched all the movies since I was a kid. I guess I'm not as good as the sweaties. I'm into too many things, so I don't have the time like I used to. But I probably forgot enough Star Wars that most of y'all have remembered. My co-host's family was super into Star Wars, so he kind of saw the movies by proxy, and so he's kind of gives the viewpoint of a casual Star Wars fan.
Enough about all that, man. You already know what it's time to get, man. It's time to grab
Rated a 10.
It's certified 10, certified classic, man. This episode, brought everything back. I'm digging the fight scene. Anakin over here trying to take out Ahsoka, even though the show's named Ahsoka. Anakin didn't care. So, I'm digging that. I can't wait to see what happens on episode 6 and see what happens to Sabine. Is she really playing the opposite side just because to get some information, or is this for real?
I actually was going to give this episode a 9.5. And then I was going to deduct 5 points because no Shin Batty, and you can't have no episode of Ahsoka without Shin Batty. But then I gave it an additional 10 points for not having any Sabine. So it ended up being a perfect 10. So that's what happened here. Let us know if you enjoyed episode 5 of Ahsoka. Has it renewed your faith in Star Wars? We got a whole bunch of other Star Wars videos down in the description. We broke down every episode of Ahsoka. We broke down every episode of Book of Boba. We broke down some movie trailers and I think a couple episodes of Obi-Wan. And we did some trailers on, what's it called? Andor. Yeah, we did some things on Andor. I think Andor wasn't suspenseful enough for us to do a breakdown of every episode.
Yeah.
But I went ham on Book of Boba because I love Boba Fett. He's my favorite character. So, they did some good things in that series, but it was mostly a letdown. He's way more savage. They tried to make him Beta Fett instead of Boba Fett, and I did not approve. But we're going to be here for episode 6. Put in your comments below what you rate it 1 through 10 and why. Who's your favorite character of Ahsoka? Mine is Shin Batty.
Jason.
Yeah, my co-host's favorite character is Jason with a C. And
work on that. But
if you watched this far, you better make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, man. That's the quickest way to help us grow and to help our Star Wars videos go. Watch all of our other videos on the Star Wars playlist. Do you have any final thoughts, co-host?
Thank y'all for watching. And just like what's it called? What's the girl in the pants? The orange pants?
Oh, Hera? Yeah.
Just like Hera said.
You got to know that's Jason's mom. You're trying to be Jason's
stepdad. You don't got to know their names. No, I told you we ain't buying games that's already pre-played. We ain't buying no pre-owned games from GameStop.
Oh man,
so
disrespect.
Like I said, like Hera said, may the force be with you.
Oh, it's with us. But we're gonna go ahead and jump out of here. Let me see here. Let me bring up this music so we can give y'all some super special theme music to rock out. So I know y'all tired of that soft stuff. Let's go ahead and bring it back, DJ. DJ Sith, bring that ish back. It's time to get crazy. Oh, let us know in the comments if you were one of the few that got to check out episode 5 in the movie theater. It had got so much hype that they checked it out in the theater. Let us know if you got to see that and how was it. We're going to be back for episode 6. We're bringing the Sith energy, big Sith energy. It's your boy Chico Grande and Felix Supreme 305. We are at Crib Reactions. We'll see you next time, baby.
Bring your lightsabers.
Big saber energy. You got a little you're like Ahsoka's little saber.
Pause.
What is that? A Shoto or not? I said Shoto. I don't know. I forget what it's called. We'll see y'all next episode. Bring your big Sith energy.